Okay, another pin here yet. We're getting within 5 pigs from the end here. So we got a 4-3, 4-3 and 9-3 in this pin. 4-3 is actually intact yet, but will be sold as a barrow. You will receive barrow papers, just like I always say on these. And we talked about his pedigree earlier. That's a red carpet, big bang on Set the Curves mom. And the 9 litter would be a King Boss back on Set the Curve sister that the Wiegand family showed there at Illinois 2 years ago. She was reserve in the, I guess, Reserve Division 2 and was grand at their county and several things. And like I said, I'll let Joe talk about the 4 there, and then I'll elaborate a little bit more on the 9.
Yeah, the 4 barra again. I think just boy, this guy's barra proportion to me in terms of his length to height ratio. One that's still bulky, big chested, neat looking. Excuse me. There maybe doesn't just read to me as a big hog. I mean, I think he's one that fits in terms of a middleweight there. Just what his frame size is going to allow him to do. I think you just take this guy home and slow roll him, let him kind of blend and fit there in that middle weight range where he needs to. You're going to be pleased with what you've got to work with there because this guy's got the extras in stoutness and bulk and spread.
Yeah, I think in comparison to his 3 mates that were in here, a few pins ago, I mean, Joe's hit it right on the head. I think this one, probably hits as boxy as any of them and probably hits a lower weight range. But, with that being said, he's not too much anywhere. I mean, he's totally within himself and just balance and squareness, and he's probably a little stouter skulled than a couple of those other ones, and that's why his seeds are still in him. But he's still got a cute enough kind of barrow head and neck, I think, to be a very, very competitive red show barrow. I think he probably excels that litter in terms of just rib cage and spread here at this stage of the game. I think one I like pretty well. As we go to the 9, I said his pedigree there a while ago. We had that mating on that sow here back in March, and the champion barrow at the Southwest Regional at Woodward came out of that mating. The 5th overall Guild at Tulsa. The champion red barrow at Arkansas State Fair that I think was reserve at AYE. Utterback had a real good barrow out of that litter there last fall that won some jackpots, and so did the Hill family there in Indiana. So confidence in this mating here, just in terms of feedability and predictability. I'll see what Joe's got to say about him.
Yeah, I think this barrow to me is just built for speed. Man, this guy is so loose in terms of the way he hinges off of both ends. Neat looking, and yet still the right kind of length of body. His forerib, his arm shape, the way it blends back there in terms of his hip and stifle. That guy's so good skeleton. I won't tell you he's the biggest boned one that we've seen in this group, but man, his stoutness still matches to me. You don't single trade him. This bear, again, he is really, really good in terms of his skeleton. This is one that I'd love to have on feed at home, just in terms of putting the feed in front of him and watching what he'll do. Good pig here in the 9-3.
Yeah, just proportionality and balance, I think. I mean, just looks like a good feeding kind of a red show barrow that's going to be able to take anybody's feed bucket and take some abuse if he needs it there at the end as well. So I think a good pair here that are similar in type, but not similar in pedigree. But I think a fun pair to sort through and watch, and it'll be interesting to see how they grow up and perform for their new owners.